Hi, this is Imogen with Body Intelligence, and I'm just hopping on today to do a sort of impromptu video on coping with uncertainty and three key small things I've found that you can do in the moment to really help. And this all came about from a blog I wrote a week or two ago called Lessons in Uncertainty, because I've been dealing with a lot of uncertainty recently. If you've been following me or you read the blog, you'll know that I've been waiting for some legal matters to be wrapped up so the sale of my parents' house in England, which I'm in charge of, can go ahead. And actually, if you've been following along, I'm very pleased to report that we've finally got the next stage. The contracts have been exchanged with the buyers of the house finally, so I can now start. I'll be booking my flights and arranging my trip. So I'll have a different type of stress to deal with of action. So that brings me back to uncertainty. So when things feel uncertain, when we feel like we don't know what's happening, that's a type of stress that we're dealing with. And I love to plan, I love to schedule. It seemed like my blog post really touched a nerve with a lot of people. I don't think I've ever written a blog that's received so many comments, responses on Facebook, personal emails to me about it. And it occurs to me that life obviously is full of uncertainty, but one particular place where things can just change day to day, moment to moment, is if you're in a caregiving situation with someone, their needs can change. It seems like things go in a nice plateau, you've got things sorted out, and then suddenly there's some spanner in the works, some deterioration or some new situation. So those are very uncertain times. And I was just thinking about this because this is what I've been dealing with and continue to deal with. I'm the prime caregiver, person responsible for the care of my mother, who is in England in a care home. But I'm the one who has to make decisions about her care. So, before I get into the three keys for coping with uncertainty that I found really helpful to me, I wanted to mention that connection to caregiving because I'm partnering with a very good friend of mine and experienced Alexander teacher, Laura Donnelly, and we're going to be hosting a free webinar on the 15th of November at 7:30 Eastern, and it's for caregivers. And if you don't think of yourself as a caregiver, we mean anyone who's found themselves in a situation where they're responsible in some way for the care of another person, most often a parent or spouse or other family member. And it can look really different for different people. For instance, my situation was I was caring for my parents long distance, and I still do care for my mum long distance. She's in England. But when I would go visit in their house while they were both still at home, I became the primary caregiver in the home at those times, which, believe me, is a challenging, stressful situation. So anyway, so that's one way caregiving can look. And another way is if you actually have your loved one, your family member in your home with you, if you live close by and you have to visit a lot. But the main key is that you're the one responsible for some way for the care, even if maybe you're not the person doing that caregiving on a daily basis. You may have hired professionals, they may be in a home. Anyway, if that is you, please do come along to our webinar. I will pop a link to that in the comments afterwards if that's something that would be of interest. So I waffled on about that for a little while. I apologize. So get right to the 3 keys that I found really helpful to me when I've been dealing with the stress of uncertainty. And the first key is acceptance. Acceptance of how you are feeling, of how you are in the moment, that we can so often getting to put a lot of judgments and shoulds on ourselves, which actually is layering one stress over another. So acceptance of how you are feeling, whether you're feeling angry or upset or distracted or confused or inadequate, you're free to feel exactly how you are feeling. And I encourage you to just accept how that is, rather than layering, oh, I shouldn't feel like that. Oh, if only. That's then another layer of stress on top. So acceptance has been really important to me. And a couple of nice phrases or prompts I use with myself to help me remember is that I'm free to be myself. I'm free to feel exactly what I'm feeling. I'm free to feel all my emotions. So, key number 1, acceptance. Key number 2 is support. And what I really mean is, in any given moment, that you can actually shift your attention to your physical support. The ground is there. The ground is below you, supporting you. You may be sitting down, the chair is supporting you. You have physical support. When we're stressed and anxious and things seem uncertain, we're very up here in our heads in a not usually very helpful way. And for me, remembering the ground is there, that the chair is there, that I have physical support that is always there, is really helpful. And I find it helps my clients too. And so a phrase I like to use to help myself remember that is, I'm free to receive the support of the ground. I'm free to receive the support of my chair. And it just helps me come to the present and be more with myself in the moment in a helpful way. So key number 3 to helping yourself cope with the stress of uncertainty is, I'm going to say, ease. And what I mean by that is a way of shifting our attention from all the things that are going wrong, that are uncertain, to noticing, where is the ease? Where do you notice ease right now? Physically, in your body. There'll always be somewhere, maybe just what feels okay, what feels normal, what goes under the radar so often. And it can be ease in your environment. Looking out of my window and seeing a tree can be helpful and bring me to the present and help me notice what is going right, what is going well, what is going better in the world. And my friend Laura, who I'll be doing the webinar with, uses a lovely way of describing this, and she asks you to scan for easiness. And I think that's a very clear and lovely way to think of it. And some other prompts I use for myself to help me remember to notice ease in the moment is simply, I'm free to notice ease. And or asking myself the question, where do I notice ease right now? So that's it. 3 simple ways you can shift your attention in the moment to help you cope with the stress of uncertainty. So that's being accepting, compassionate with yourself, however you feel. Being aware of your support, and interestingly, sorry, that was my printer suddenly decided to make a weird noise. So interestingly, when we are aware of our physical support and more at ease and more accepting with ourselves, we may also remember other types of support that we have, friends, family members, etc. So acceptance, support, and ease, that in any moment you can scan for easiness. You can ask yourself, where do I notice ease in my body? You're free to notice ease. And if you are interested in the webinar, the free webinar that Laura and I are doing on November 15th, please let me know in the comments. I'll also put that link there for you to sign up. It's free. It's at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, and it's on stress relief for caregivers, whatever that means for you, whether you're caregiving at a distance or in your home or anything in between. So we hope you'll join us, and thanks for watching. Let me know if you found those ideas helpful.